Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Exodus chapter 23, starting at verse 20. The Lord has been giving to the Israelites laws and commands to follow. Now the Lord will show them what He is going to do. He is giving them promises. And here, the first promise is that they will conquer the land of Canaan. This harkens all the way back to Genesis chapter 12, where God tells Abraham the land that he is wandering in, this land of Canaan, will be conquered by his descendants. Behold, I send an angel before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared. Pay careful attention to him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Now for this angel that the Lord will send, we need to look at Joshua chapter 5, starting at verse 13. When Joshua was by Jericho, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing before him with his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, Are you for us or for our adversaries? And he said, No, but I am the commander of the army of the Lord. Now I have come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, What does my Lord say to his servant? And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, Take off your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy. And Joshua did so. So here the promise is fulfilled in Joshua that this angel to help the people conquer the land of Canaan is given to them. We might say that this is the pre-incarnate Christ. And the reason we say that is because Joshua worships him, and the land that with Joshua is standing is holy. This harkens all the way back to Exodus chapter 3, where Moses talks to God at the burning bush, and God tells him that this place where he is holy and to take off his sandals. The Lord says here that he is not going to be for Joshua and the Israelites or for their enemies. He is there for God. He is doing the Father's bidding, as we know Jesus does. In terms of what we read in our Exodus portion, do not rebel against him, for he will not pardon your transgressions. The Lord speaks of mercy and forgiveness, right? And so if we do not have faith in that for mercy and forgiveness, we don't receive it. We push it away and turn against it. So we will not have pardon for our transgression. But picking up with verse 22, But if you carefully obey his voice and do all that I say, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to your adversaries. When my angel goes before you and brings you to the Amorites and to the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, I will blot them out. Now note here, the Jebusites live in the city of Jebus, which eventually becomes Jerusalem. You shall not bow down to their gods nor serve them, nor do as they do. But you shall utterly overthrow them and break their pillars in pieces. You shall serve the Lord your God, and he will bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from among you. None shall miscarry or be barren in your land. I will fulfill the numbers of your days. I will send my terror before you and will throw into confusion all the people against whom you shall come, and I will make all your enemies turn their backs to you. And I will send hornets before you, which shall drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, the Hittites from before you. Now this term hornets comes up again in Joshua chapter 24, verse 12. And I sent the hornet before you, which drove them out before you, the two kings of the Amorites. It was not by your sword or by your bow. So this promise is fulfilled in Joshua chapter, in the book of Joshua, and here in chapter 24, God reveals and shows that he has done this and fulfilled the promise. And it was not by their doing, but by God's doing. I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the wild beasts multiply against you. Little by little I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and have possessed the land. I will set your border from the Red Sea to the Sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness to the Euphrates. For I will give the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and you shall drive them out before you. The Lord says, little by little they will possess this land. And in fact, it is little by little. It is many years before they are able to possess this entire portion of land. And it isn't until King David that they do so. Verse 32. You shall make no covenant with them and their gods. They shall not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you. This last two verses is what Israel ends up doing. They do take in other people and do serve their gods. And it becomes a punishment to them. And we'll read about that later as we go through the Bible. We'll pick up next time with Exodus chapter 24. And as always, please subscribe to the channel and share this with others so that they may also read the Bible with Pastor.